Hey viewers, in this lesson, I am going to show you what happens in an actual Ielts speaking test, the types of questions you may be asked. Kindly watch and listen carefully to the solutions given, as these are the types of answers you would need to give to achieve a band score of 8.5 to 9.
Welcome to the speaking section of the Ielts exam. I'm Ishan, your examiner for this session, and I'll be recording this conversation for marking purposes. Could I please see your identification?
Yes, here's my passport, the same one I used for registration. Please take a look.
Thank you, and what is your full name?
My given name is Sarah Hamza, but please call me Sarah.
Okay, Sarah, here is your passport back. For part 1, let's begin with some questions to get to know you better. What do you enjoy doing in your free time?
For entertainment, I like to socialize and meet my friends. Last night I had a great conversation over dinner with my friend Abdi.
Who do you usually spend your leisure time with?
I prefer to be with my family and friends during my free time. I feel most comfortable around them and can truly be myself.
Let's talk about your traveling. How often do you travel away from your city?
Before the pandemic, I used to go outside of Tunis at least once a month, either to visit relatives or to go sightseeing around Tunisia or abroad, but nowadays I'm mostly staying local.
Where do you like to go on vacation?
For vacation, I like to go abroad. I like exploring new cultures and seeing the diversity of new places. Last year I was in Greece, and it was a unique and beautiful place.
When is the best time to travel for you?
I think the best time to travel is during summer or spring. I get time off from school, and the weather is very nice. Last year, as I said, I went to Greece in July, but this is mostly true when there isn't a pandemic.
What is your favorite way to travel?
I like traveling by car when going locally. It's comfortable, I can put music, and I can stop whenever I want. But if I'm going further away, like further away places in Tunisia, I like to take the airplane, because it's fast and convenient.
Have you ever traveled to another country?
Yes, as I said, I've been to Greece. I've also been around Europe, and some places in Africa and Middle East. I am fortunate because, since I was a child, my family goes abroad at least once a year. Both my parents love to travel and explore.
If you could visit any place on Earth, where would you go?
Okay, that's a tough question, because there are tons of places I would like to go to, but if I get to choose to go anywhere, I think I would go to Antarctica. It's remote and difficult to access, but I heard it's very beautiful, and snow and ice are rare sights for me.
Okay, that is the end of part 1. Now for part 2, here is a card with some questions. Here's some notepaper and a pencil. You will have 1 minute to look at the questions on the card, think about your answers, and then you will have 2 minutes to speak. You can take notes in the 1 minute if you wish. I will tell you when to start, when to stop. Your 1 minute preparation time begins now.
Sarah, your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Yes, definitely the most important choice that I had to make in my life is to choose where to go for my post-secondary education, I mean university. I had to choose between studying in my hometown, Tunis, in Tunis Business School in Business Studies, or to go to Columbia University in the USA, so both decisions have their advantages and disadvantages. If I chose to study in the University of Tunis, I would be close to home, and close to my friends and family. Life would also be cheaper, since I would not have any rent or other costs, and I would definitely be able to fit in with the school culture since I'm a local. However, if I choose to study in the US, that would mean that it would cost much more money, plus I would definitely have some culture shock, and I would get homesick, and I would miss my family and friends. But if I choose to study in Columbia University, and do business studies and later do an MBA, that would have a huge impact on my life, since learning Native American English while studying would arguably have as a vital asset. Bacchus English is the language of business, plus I would have new friends and new connections, and that is very valuable for me later in the future. After weighing the options, I decided to go with Columbia University. I think it is the right choice to make, but only time will tell. I'm both nervous and excited, because it would have a deciding factor on my future.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Your time is up, so please pass back the paper, the questions, and now I will ask you some more questions for part 3, related to the topic of part 2. Let's talk about life-changing situations. What are the most common planned situations when people's lives changes drastically?
I think that the most common situations where people's lives change is, as I said, education, career goals, and marriage.
Is this common to all cultures?
Yes, because whether you are in Tunisia, Brazil, France, or China, you're most likely to make these decisions, these personal decisions for yourself.
Can you explain?
Yes, most school expectations and school systems, are the same in every country. Teenagers are expected to go to school, go to university, graduate, and get a job and then get married.
What are unplanned circumstances that can suddenly change a person's life?
There are certainly unplanned situations that people have no control over, such as the loss of a loved one, an accident, a car accident, for example, or simply winning the lottery.
Are these always positive or negative?
It can be both. People get surprised by good news, like expecting to have a child, but in other cases it can be negative.
What is good advice for people to keep in mind if they feel that their lives have turned for the worse?
I think the most important notion to remember is that life changes. There are ups and downs, and it is important to remember the good times when the going is rough.
Can you elaborate, give some details?
Yes, if someone loses a loved one, say, a father, it's saddening, but it is also good to remember the good times that they shared with their father, so that he or she would live on his memory and children.
Let's talk about making big decisions. Which steps are important to consider when making big decisions in order to reach the best possible outcomes?
I think that doing researching as much as possible is a good idea, or opting for professional advice. That's what I did when I was looking to which university I should go to. One researched as much as possible before making up my mind.
How can people remember to take these important steps?
A good way to do this, to remember, is to write down the decision-making process. Also, keeping a cool head is important.
What social support is available to help making decisions?
Society can give a lending hand to people who are looking for help. There are tons of online reviews that can guide people. There's also professional advice, and I sought the advice of a career counselor when I wanted to decide which university I should go to.
Where can people search for these?
They can find in governmental offices, or they simply find them online.
That is the end of part 3. That concludes the speaking portion of the exam. You will have your mark in about 10 days' time with the other sections. Remember to take your passport with you, and have a great rest of your day, Sarah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now viewers, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want us to continue with more educational videos, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon. Thanks for watching this, and see you soon in the next one.